Alrighty. So go ahead and have a seat, sitting at the edge. Sitting at the front edge of the chair. Again, in the sequence that we do is embedded the basic sort of protocol that you could adopt as your home practice. So you can do all of it. You could do just each one piece at a time. So this first piece is sitting at the front edge, slight bow of head, opening base of skull, the crown lengthening up, the rest of the body. Once you've achieved the central upright, right? Chun One, central upright. Or no, Zhuangding is what it's called. Central upright. Then you practice softening, relaxing, loosening. So you're not holding tension throughout the body. And then you're breathing in through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth. That round after round. First, we're doing two-part breath, where you're just inhaling and then. You guys hear that? Oh, that's sorry. That's my nephew's phone. Okay. So again, we're doing two-part breath, in the nose, out the nose or the mouth, while cultivating that central upright and cultivating softening, relaxing through the tissue, which opens up the spaces for everything that flows: blood, lymph, nerve, chi or life force, awareness. So a relaxed body is where you can have awareness really truly throughout the whole body. And Tai Chi is a process of trying to loosen and loosen further and open up all these trapped and congealed spaces so that we feel this soft, relaxed, yet structurally stable body. And as your breathing increases and you oxygenate your system better, then four-part breathing becomes natural, where you're inhaling, you hold the breath full for a little bit, saturating the system, getting the CO2 into the lungs, and then exhale all the way empty. And then hold the breath empty. This is the one that people often don't explore. Stay empty past the point of discomfort a little bit, so that you almost feel a little hunger for breath, and then bring that breath in again. There's various reasons why that is valuable. I won't enumerate them today, but I have before. So obviously the full inhale makes sense why we would do it. It's like a feasting of chi and oxygen. And then the exhale empty, think of it like fasting, doing without breath for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4, maybe 5, maybe 6. Test how long you can go, only to then open and let that breath come in. Holding. And smoothly out. And it's time for you to do that. Holding empty. Staying empty. Final 3 breaths. Just noticing how, if you've engaged in this practice, the mind has slowly but surely become harnessed focus. That is the idea, the term they use, that's your E. The potency of your E is very powerful in controlling the state of your nervous system, the qualities throughout your tissue. And as I view it, folks dealing with Parkinson's, this is a must-have. You have to have your present moment awareness harnessed so that you can make the changes that you need to make. Now let's begin into our joint mobilization. Hands are on the thighs, slide hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, look up. Slide hands forward, past kneecaps till elbows straighten, round the back. Slide hands back, light arch to the body. Slide hands forward, slight rounding. Slide back, gentle arch. Slide forward, softly round. Two more. Try to keep this quality of softness throughout the movement. So don't bring extra tension. Notice that you can stay soft and just kind of glide and slide the body. That's the idea of hydraulics. You're a hydraulic system, a liquid system. Now settle back to neutral. Slide left hand forward past the kneecap, right hand back, and turn the shoulders and head softly to the right. Then come back through the middle and turn softly to your left. Come back through the middle and turn softly to your right. Keep doing that. Softly turning each of the vertebrae. You're also loosening up the skull, loosening up shoulders, chest, upper back. As you finish your next one to your second side, so you're even on each side, come back to middle. Arms hang loosely by your side, softly tip. So you're getting a side bend to the vertebra, and lift the left wrist up as you tip to your right, and then switch. Tip. Switch. Feel how you're shifting from one buttock to the other. So you're loosening up, awakening as well the pelvic floor and lumbar and sacrum, the lower back, lower section of the spine. And also we want to get this feeling of emptiness in the upper body. So that's another Tai Chi idea. Top empty, bottom full. So this upper body is loose, but yet the middle kind of remains stable and still. And let's come back to neutral. Shoulder blade movement here. So shoulders come forward, up, back, down, forward and up, back and down, forward and up, back and reverse, back and up, forward and down. Unpacking a usual suspect. This chest, shoulder blade, upper back, arm, rib cage complex is a place where a lot of times people are grabbing a hold, or there's just like a glued state, a stuck state. So getting that loosened. And then sort of a cognitive challenge, right shoulder blade forward, up. And then as it goes back and down, bring your left shoulder blade forward, or shoulder forward and up. And then as it's going back and down, bring the other one forward and up, forward and up. And not only is this a little more cognitive challenge trying to do the alternating, but it also sort of rings out the shoulders in a different way than when you do one at a time or both. And then reverse, forward, forward. And release. Now arms loose, swing them a little bit forward, but they stay low. Go around a circle, back behind you a little bit, in close to you a little bit, and then swing forward. Sweep around. And notice there's a little bit of a tip and a tip. It's a natural allowance for this movement to happen. This is level 1. Let's go level 2, where you let the arms swing up a little, out, down the backside, under. Now add awareness to create a spiral as you come up, thumbs point down. So this is internally rotated. Go out, palms face the floor, and when they get back to here, palms face forward. Slide down. As they come along, they rotate inwardly again. Palms face out, flat, and forward. So that's creating a spiral rotation. Level 3, with that same spiral rotation, coming up to whatever your higher height is that feels good to you. Don't worry about getting as high as my arms get. Each of us has our perfect edge. Find that. This is level 3. And then finally, level 4, which induces more torso opening and closing. So now cross. So notice when you cross, your back has to open because your front's closing. And then come up and circle. Alternate which is on top, closed, open. 2 more, 1 in each cross. Called closing earth, opening heaven. Now, pause, reverse, and go back to level 1. Arms stay low, come around the outside to the front. Swing back, around. So this first one establishes effortless, loose. A lot of times when I'm showing this one, people lift and they sort of shortened all the muscles here and try to get their arms up. So this first one is just getting this feeling of space, open. And then we keep that open space as you go to level 2. Palms face forward, face the floor, and slightly turn internally as you swing them down. And they rotate palms forward, then to the floor, and then internally. Turning palms forward, so that's external rotation, and sort of like you're polishing over around something or other here, just this round quality. Let's go to level 3. You're coming up the back, up higher, whatever that height is for you. Turning palms over. 1 more. And then level 4, up, over, and cross. Bring them down, dodge the knees, back, alternate which one is crossing on top. This just induces more opening and closing through the torso, which is usually one of the frozen bits, right? We're just moving our arms and our torso stuck, but now this is forcing the torso to open and close, chest and abdomen and shoulder area. And release. Bend the elbows, bring the hands up. Let's go elbows down, out, and up. Down. Around in front, squeeze. down. How much of this can you execute with no effort? None of that sort of force, but just more like get out of the way and slide, slide, slide. Now elbows straight back, squeezing the mid and upper back, then elbows down as the hands naturally come up, elbows forward as the hands naturally go over the shoulders, hands or elbows up as the hands naturally go down your back. Ooh, and then forward, down, back. Down, forward, up. 2 more. So again, we're just loosening the chassis, the muscle chassis of the upper body so that it's not glued and adhered and stuck, but free to slide. So the tissue slides, the joints lubricate, slide. And elbows out to the side, one above, one below, cross, hug. Elbows out to the side and switch. One more of each. And down, flat. Now just the forearms turning, the palms face up, palm face down, but not because I'm doing anything in my wrist joint at all. It's the forearms turning. There's 2 bones in the forearm that have a pivot space in between. So a lot of times people lose that and it kind of gets glued shut. So find that pivot with both hands. Pivot, pivot. Notice how my upper arm is not turning at all. That stays stable, and just that forearm, pronation, supination. Now, palms face up, hands go apart. The way that's being accomplished is in the socket. Opening, back to neutral, and then elbows go out and around, and fingers come in close to the belly. And if I turn sideways, you can see it's created this hollow shape. And then back to neutral, open, that's creating a lifted open state. And then right to this close. Open, close. One more. Make sure you hollow there, Sue. So yeah, the elbows have to come around more. See that? So bring them around even more than that if you can. As far forward as you can. Like you see how far around mine are because of the rotation here. And then, yeah. And so that induces this movement through the torso that we want. That is actually hard to make that movement without making the arm shape. Now, open and stay open. Let's bring left hand up over the rainbow and down. So now we're closing and slightly turning this way and then opening back to middle. Close. Open. Couple more. Now, from the open position, step your feet a little wider so you have this open space. Hands both come up over the top. Now, if I turn sideways, you can see my hands are out here. They're not way in here tight. They're out. So they come over the top of the rainbow, cross one wrist above the other, turn the palms down, and then let the arms fall through this space. And you got this folded, closed position. Cross, lift, staying in the closed position, and then open. Arms settle all the way to this open position. Other wrist cross, down, through, and release. Cross, open, up, over, cross, down, cross, open. Couple more. And legs back together, bring the hands closer. Wrist circles, fold over the top, down, under, and through. Turn the palms up, over the top. Fluid, smooth. And reverse. And spread, gather, spread, gather. Spread softly into a Tai Chi fist, open, open, and crane beak, thumb to pinky, other three fingers on top, bend the wrist. Bend back and spread. Crane beak. Back. Crane beak. Back. Crane beak. Monkey paw, so I'll do it with one first. From this crease in your hand, pinky, ring, middle. Notice how I'm not tucking my fingers like that. They're long. And then like chopsticks. So pinky, ring, middle, chopsticks, little monkey paw. This helps to hydrate and flush the carpal spaces, the metacarpal spaces, which are the bones of the wrist and hand. Keeping it hydrated from a certain perspective is how we keep the arthritis at bay, is flushing and opening, kind of like spongy tissue. Now stay in this position. Extend the arms forward, pushing through the back of your hands. Go out. Come in. But notice how I didn't go straight into here. So there's an in position. And then when we bring it here, that's the shoulder blades kind of protracting a little bit. Then go forward. Arms stay extended. We go out. And then they retract. And close. And extend. Open. Retract. Close. Reverse. In, open, extend, wrap. It's almost like a stirring quality. One more. And shake out the wrist. Scoot a little bit back in your chair. Load, push, reload, down, switch, load, push, reload, down, continue. Two more each leg. Loading, pressing, reloading. We're just flushing the nerve electricity, flushing the tissue pathways. All right, the joints getting squeezed and extended and then squeezed again, right? Now, straighten the right leg, point and flex. Invert, evert, a little in, a little out. Circle. Circle other way. And switch. Point and flex. Invert, evert. Circle. And reverse. And down. Scoot forward on your chair again. Swivel steps. Legs pretty close together. Lift the ball of your left foot. Turn on the heel so the knee and the toes point out. Then lift the heel. Turn on the ball of the foot so the heel goes out. Knee comes in. Internal rotation. Then toe out, knee out. External rotation. More opening at this quad or groin area. Heel out, knee in. We're sort of closing this little space. And then finally opening maximum size. And then walk it in. 1, 2. Internal rotation, external rotation. And we're back. Let's do that again. Now flowing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. In. 2, 3. Switch sides. Lift the toe, toe and knee out. Heel out, knee in. Toe out, knee out. Heel out, knee in. Toe out and hold. Feel that space. And then in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. And in. 2. And here we are. Hands are on your thighs. Forward fold. As you fold, turn on the palms so your arms do a nice internal rotation as you forward. As you sit up, arms turn back to neutral. Tip back a bit from the hips, opening this space here, and then sitting up, folding, turning on the palms of hand, elbows wrap around, and then up and back and up, forward, up and back. Now sitting up, step the legs wider apart, hands in dragon position, elbows out, fold down between the legs, between the arms, and then sit up. Turn the arms to neutral as you tip back from the hips, and then sit up from the hips, bow forward, and then let the torso kind of go down and gently round a little bit, let the head hang, and then come up and tip back a little bit. One more. The dragon takes a bow. Dragon stirs the sea, tip back, tip to the right buttock, turn a little, almost like a twist, and bow your chest towards your right knee, elbows flare out into that dragon position. Now, sweep across over to the left side, stay to the left as you come back. Stay back as you go around. Stay to the right as you bow forward. Elbows flare out. Come across. Around. One more time in that direction. And reverse. Bow, elbows flare out, sweep across. Staying back as you come around, bow forward as you sweep across. Stay to the left and the right as you go back. One more. And back to middle. Legs come back to neutral. Arms hang. Float the arms out. Turn the palms up. Reach the rest of the way up. Now, right arm reaches higher. Try to touch the sky. And then just soften that effort. Don't bend the arm and bring it down. And reach the other. Reach the other. Couple more. So not allowing places to get stagnant and brittle, but forcing all those little spaces to move as best we can. And then both arms at the same time, reaching, reaching, reaching. And soft, soft, floating, floating, floating. Arms forward, palms facing each other. Keep length out through the fingertips as you keep going up. Let the chest start to lift and create almost a gentle back bend. Head up, look up, reach up, gentle arch to body. And then forward, down. Shogun, closing gesture, wings, turn palms up, bend elbows, hands come over top, settling. The mind settles down to that middle belly button, deep in towards the middle of the belly from at belly button height. That's our middle. So let everything relax and just have the idea that that is the general region of our center. That's a space that we want to be opening up and having able to be filled and charged. And then relax the arms down. Now bend the knees a little bit and bring the feet a little more under your chair. Loose as can be through the body. Remember, upper body empty. So now when we fold, we're just spilling our body weight through the legs into the earth, and we're not trying to get away from the earth. We're finding that the earth gives us that stability as we stand up. And then the butt goes back. Body weight stays going through the legs until our tush finds the chair. And we'll do 3 more. And just remember, initially there's the exaggerated version where we have to really train ourselves. It's almost like we're, folding our head to the floor so that we get that feeling of, oh, I can stay balanced and create these shapes. But then there's also the more sort of minute amount where you find what's the minimum amount of that forwardness that I need so that I create that room to go up. Same thing on the way down. There's just like this minimum amount and it all opens up and you can just sink. So it doesn't look as ridiculous, right? Right? This looks regular, just standing up like that, but that has all the components of that more exaggerated version. Same thing here. My head stays sort of buoyant and upright as I sink down, but I've got all those same components of looseness and ease. All the way up. Now 4 of them where you don't sit in the chair, butt back, sink, and let the arms be loose. Feel that opening to the back that you get when you sink that butt and have the arms loose, and then push through the earth and stand all the way up. And again, just disappear the hips, slide through the space, push through the earth, rise back up. Let this condition your tissue, right? Let this sort of like an accordion, compressing a little bit And then pushing down and lengthening again. So it's like washing. It's like old school washing clothes or something. You know this. You know you're sort of compressing, coming back up. Now stay standing. Tip forward a little bit into your toes. Back to the middle of the feet. Then a little bit more to the heels. Remember, from the middle, not trying to get back to your heels from up here, but from the middle, what'll happen is you get to your heels and your upper body kind of stays a little forward. And then rock from your middle. Since you have more foot out in front of you, you can actually tip. You can actually create a leaning angle. But when you go back, you don't create a corresponding angle that way. It stays kind of C-curved. So this is one of the best exercises for finding middle and really finding where do you have excess tension, because the body's response is going to be to tighten up. But when you relax, you can do this easier because your body weight is now under the ground and everything up here is loose, light, free. Now, the next time you rock forward, swinging arms a little forward. Then rock back, they swing back, turn the palms to face forward and float them up. Rock forward, the hands wrap out and around and way out into the distance. So I'm in my toes, but notice I'm not bending. So my body is still got this integrity and I'm out here. Then rocking back and softening the elbows and hands. They just come in as if bringing something in the mouth. Rock to the middle of your feet, hands naturally settle to this middle, and then do that squat, tail back, sinking, arms softening long, everything back to the earth, and then push through the earth, come up with less tension, less holding. Again, rocking back, rocking forward, rocking back to your heels, rocking middle, settling, and then tail sneaks back, open up that space and just sink down through. Sink chi, wash organs. A key component to this, remember you come back up. Once you go down, you come back up. So a key component is don't over forward fold, meaning make sure there's the sit of the butt rather than just the dropping of the upper body. So when we get to this point here, hands are here, the butt goes back. I don't just fall forward into a fold. I'm sitting. This is the primary movement, but there's a looseness here and the roundness in the head kind of releases, but this really opens the back. And then push through the earth and just come right back up and feel the stack, 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 stack. One more. Rock back. Rock forward. Palms face up. Rock back. Bringing in. Down. Rocking to the middle. And then as the hips go back, the fingers kind of spill and slide as you sink the tushy down. And then back up. Standing. Left, right, yin yang. Shift your weight more to your left leg. Right wrist comes up. Left hand reach like you're trying to touch the floor. It's just out of reach. And then change. Right hand reaching like you're trying to touch the floor. Left wrist floating up. Change. Checking to see, is that foot truly empty? Loose at the hip. Change. Loose, empty at the hip. Change. Change. Creating this little sort of spinal wriggling, writhing quality to this change of weight. Just loosening up the deep tension in the body, helping us find easy weight change left to right. Now, left, right wheel. Upper hand goes forward, lower hand comes under and rises up like you're going to tickle your armpit as this one comes down. And then the high hand goes forward, the other one goes under and finds that way through that space. Changing weight to the leg of the arm that's on its way down, 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 down. Left, right, wheel. Reverse the wheel. So the high hand goes under the armpit and down as the other hand goes out in front, retracts and goes under the armpit as the other hand goes out. And you're going into the leg of the hand that's going down, down, down. Left, right, pressing palm. The high hand presses down as the other wrist floats up. Then this hand flattens, this hand softens. Press down as this hand rises up. And then press. And press. And press. And press. So the hand that comes up is in this loose position, and then it goes from loose to press as this one's in the loose position. And so can you track that with the brain of the change between the two? Seems subtle, but it's actually quite powerful to train that awareness of what are both your hands doing and can you make them do opposite things. And then high hand turns palm over and falls like a leaf. As that's falling, this hand is rising up in a relaxed position. Then as it turns over, this hand just totally lets go. And so now as the falling leaf happens, this one rises up in that relaxed position and then turns over, and this one rises in that relaxed position. So they're about completely letting go of the falling leaf hand, so that it goes back to this natural, just nothing doing, nothing happening position. And then with this same movement, final one in this little set is make soft fists, Tai Chi fist, back fist coming down as this fist draws up. And then this one turns over, back fist down, while this hand rises up in this kind of inside position. So back fist and then turns over. Boom. Back fist. Back fist. Back fist. Final time. Leave that one hand down, other hand down. Shogun, closing gesture. Settling, settling, settling. And then fingertips touch, hands come up to above the chest area and extend out. Open. As they open, shift into your right leg. So I'm going into my right leg. So we're going to look opposite to each other. So Tony, go into your right leg. Put the weight into your right leg. And then go into your left leg as you close. Go into your left leg, Tony. And then right leg. Right leg. This one empty. Left leg. Right. Left. Continue. Right. Left. So I'm going to look opposite to what you're doing, and that's fine. That's also part of the challenge, is to be able to see that my right and your right kind of go around in a circle from each other. Now drop the hands below the sternum, open, Going into your right leg, left leg, right, left, right when you open, left when you close. And then drop the hands right in front of the groin area, right to open, close, open, close, open, close. Last one. And close. Shogun, closing gesture. Tai Chi. So that's Qigong, sort of repetitive movements that are have different purposes. Now Tai Chi. So we're coming like we're painting the wall in front with the back of the hands. Then the hands change position and you paint with the fingertips on the way down. Rising. Changing. So practicing hydraulics, practicing soft body. Almost like levitation. They're using this quality of levitation when moving rather than tensing up the body. One more. Now the hands scoop right in front, low cradle, open, same idea. Sinking and changing the hand position so it's like the fingertips paint. So again, if I turn sideways, also notice I'm not cranking my arms back this way. They sit out in front a little bit and then they sink, fingertips follow. Again. Open up these spaces. Embracing the moon. So from the wing position, turn right palm up as it comes up over, left hand crane wing sweep under, high, low, and then towards each other, away from each other, around the outside of the circle. Then left hand, turn palm up over the top, right hand under, towards, away, around. So that's called embrace the moon. This way of changing. Now, hands come down, push and draw, hands come up, turn palms forward, push as if through fingertips. So like not bending and thinking heel of hand, fingertips. Wrap around, draw, push, draw, push, draw. Now left hand push. As it turns to face the body, right hand turns to get ready to push, push and draw. Change those hands, push and draw. Turn the hands first, so that and this, palm facing forward, and then push as if through fingertips. Change those hands, push and draw. Change. And when you draw back, Sue, don't pull back so far because you're getting yourself like back here. It's just right here, and then they just turn. Yep. And then it's one draw, one push. Yeah, so don't pull that right hand back so far. Looks like you're kind of back here, just right here. Comfortable place there. And then turn, push and draw. Push and draw. One more. Both hands back, down. Left hand behind your back, right hand dipped into the water. Sweep the leg. Naturally, you should go into your left leg and the waist turns a little left. Turn the hand so the palm faces back to the right. Brush the knee, sweeping across. That takes you into your right leg, turns your waist a little that way. Sweep leg. Turn the hand, brush knee. There's a weight shift leg to leg and a turning of that lumbar section of the body they call the waist. This is the bear washing its paw. Now the bear swirls the stream. Right hand goes out around a circle but stays in the water, comes in close to the body and brushes knee through. Around. So this same shifting and turning can cause a different path to be explored with the limb. Now the hand rises up a little bit. The bear snatches low jumping fish around belly height. Change the weight and turn. Change the weight and turn. Change and turn. This is the low jumping fish. Let's go to the middle jumping fish. Hand comes up around sternum or chest height, cross. The long, loose limb of the bear movement really helps to clear out our back. Right, this sort of stable quality in the torso, but then this allowance for that limb. Let's go to the high jumping fish. The limb to really reach out and beyond without upsetting our stability. So we're stretching the tissues. And then brush knee and push. So we wing, roll the palm up and fold at the elbow and push. Hand drops down into the water, brush, wing, roll, fold, push, brush, push. Now, as the right hand comes down, bring the left hand out, put right hand behind your back, wash your paw. So this is just right in front of you there. Limb is loose, long, then swirl the stream. So you cast that bear paw out around and bring it in close for the brush knee. Cast it around and through. Around. Through. And then the low jumping fish. Brush the knee. Low jumping. Middle. Just the whole time the body is loose, kind of that anti-gravity quality, that buoyancy. The more you practice, that becomes a reality, not just an idea. You feel this suppleness, this softness that allows the body free movement. Let's go to high jumping fish. And each time we're going on this journey, make sure to come all the way back to brush knee to drop everything out. And then that allows us to go around again on more of that looseness, that softness. Now, wing, roll, fold, push. Drop it into the water, brush, wing, roll, fold, push, brush, wing, roll, fold, push. Now, as you come down to brush knee, bring the other hand out. Let's do one brush knee, one sweep leg, and then they change jobs. Right hand brush knee, left hand sweep leg. Now, important piece here is we start and sometimes they're connected as if there's like a bar connecting them, right? We're turning and they don't really change their distance from each other. But as you start to feel that looseness, allow for this sort of 1, 2, 1, 2. So they're still connected, but they're connected via the liquid, the looseness. And that's when it starts to become the swirl of the stream. That looseness is what allows that limb to now go around the far circle. So watch here. So the outside hand goes around, but it's down in the water, comes in close, and now this one goes around. And then this one goes around the outside. So we're opening around the outside. Right? I'll turn sideways so you can see. It goes around, it's far away from my body. But that sort of settled quality, this is what is very bear-like, right? It feels very bear-like. It looks very bear-like, just kind of, right? And then we go to low jumping fish that rises up just a touch and comes across belly height down into the water with that hand as the other one, belly height. Looser and looser, more free. Let's go to middle jumping fish. Loose and long limbs, but not losing your center. So the combination of the two is settled and free. Stable, yet not rigid. High jumping fish. Loose, long, free movements. And now, brush knee and push. So in the left leg, wing, roll, fold. Brush knee and push. Staying over here for a moment just to get this exchange. Boom. Then let them exchange. Brush and push. So now, the thing you're practicing with this, let's do a few more, is that when everything's open, when you've opened up that space with that bear movement, then a movement like this, the hand can just kind of find its way, really efficiently, come all the way across. And again, this one just really efficient, just kind of goes. Whereas when we're rigid, we kind of have to like go around the joint. Whereas when there's space, there's these different pathways, these efficient ways of moving that Tai Chi shows us. And pausing here. So being in your left leg, right foot empty, step it just a smidgen behind you with the toes turned out 5 degrees. Shift the weight into the right leg and sit through it, right? So sit through that right leg. And what you don't want to do is sit, right? You want to find that. So there's the body upright, and you let yourself go through this leg so well that this leg is no longer under use. This is where I said if you wanted to have a cane nearby, you might want to use that if needed. But now we've got right hand softly resting, fingertips in the water, bend left elbow, so fingertips point up, and you're touching the floor lightly with the toes here. Now you could just stay with this position or try to lift. So this is Golden Rooster, stands on one leg. The goal would be for this to feel empty. That's why it's lifting, not because you're pulling on the muscles. Now lower that leg down, heels almost touching, the feet mirror each other, slightly turned out. Shift over now and sit through the left leg as left hand goes down, set the tippy toe of that right foot out, or sit through the hip and bring this leg up as loose as can be, right? And if needed, place your hand on something and work on getting that leg up. And then we set that foot down, heels almost touching, toes mirroring each other, turned out, and then shift the weight and change. Right hand down, left side up. Left foot comes down, heels touching, toes mirroring each other, no body weight, so that then you can time it. So it's shift and left hand down, right knee and hand up. The hands stay as they are as the foot goes down. And then we shift and the hands change and that leg rises. Golden rooster stands on one leg. This is one that is done walking backwards eventually. And what you're working on is, as you go to bring it up, you're working on sitting the hip to get this up rather than pulling up to get it up. So get this feeling of sitting this hip crease of the lifted leg and then bring it down. And then when you do the other side, same idea. You sort of sink into this crease and that brings the leg up sort of magically almost. One more, each side. Loose. And wash your paws. Let's finish with our play with clouds. So now left hand, vapor. Be in your right leg, turn slightly towards your right. Cloud, lake. Shift and turn, cloud, sweep lake, and then right hand vapor as left hand rain. Shift and turn, cloud, lake, vapor and rain, cloud and lake, vapor and rain. Little additional challenge. Coming across, you're in your right leg. Ideally, left foot is empty so that as you vapor rain, bring your empty left foot in and back out. Shift and turn. Bring that right foot in and back out without any weight in it. Shift. So you're practicing taking your sturdy quality and connecting through to the earth through one leg as the other is empty, stays empty. And then we change. 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 Two more each way. One more. And both hands down. Bear washes paws. Loose. Sink chi wash organs. Rock back. Rock forward. Rock back. Rock middle. Tail sneaks back, opens up this space, the courtyard. Hands slide as you sit your butt. Arms soft and long, back open. Push through the earth, stand back up. Rock back. Arms swing down, out and up. Rock forward, arms wrap around, palms face up. Palms face up. Rock back, the hands bring in as if through the mouth. Rock middle, hands settle to middle. Disappear the hips back, opening that space. Sliding down. Soft and long arms. Push through the ground as you stand up. Arms stay super long and soft. Last one. Rock. 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 Middle. Through. Shogun or closing gesture. Wing, roll, fold, settle, settle, settle. Mind settling like a stone falling through a pond comes to rest in the bottom of that pond. That quality, the mind settles into this middle dantian. And then sealing the practice, place one hand over belly button, other hand over that hand. If possible, gently close the eyes. If not, have them just as open as they need to be to keep you balanced. Breathe. Final couple breaths. Feeling the chi settling towards this middle reservoir area, just like water naturally, without any effort, settles through the ground and finds the low point, the reservoir point. That's what the chi does when we quiet our mind. It's like when we get a wonderful night of sleep, there's not a whole bunch of dreams and activity and thinking and waking up and going to bed. There's just nothing. So training an awareness of how to get to that state of nothing as a recharging mystical practice that rejuvenates. And Taoist bow to close is just a hand mudra that makes like a little yin yang symbol, grabbing the thumb, folding, and across. Thank you, everybody. Have a seat safely. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute and ask, or any comments or insights or anything. Thank you.